The background looks funny because I'm in the dark except for the lamp because I should be sleeping. Um, but I always do this. I always feel like posting at night. So I always hear choose joy, choose peace, and honestly, it kind of bothers me because I guess I just still haven't experienced the possibility of that, or it can be scary for someone with depression or anxiety to feel good because the fear is like that it's not real, or the other shoe is gonna drop, or like if you have bipolar it could be like, oh, am I having like a manic episode, or like am I gonna crash soon. So it can be really scary to feel good, but I've been feeling much better. What I have to do now is kind of like retrain my thoughts and say like I'm doing much better, and kind of remind myself of that, because it's like that's where you have to agree with God or the doctors or whoever, that you're doing better. You have to tell yourself, you have to see the improvements that other people see, or that are really there. Like, you know, not perfect, but instead of telling myself like I'm a failure and this and that, I have to remind myself that I'm doing so much better than I was last year or last month even. But the problem is when you go through depression or something like that, you kind of get stuck there. And so even if you're feeling better, you can kind of like, it just seems normal to stay there. And so the other day, I knew I had to go to church, but I almost was like, no, I don't feel like going. Why? I felt great. I had a good day. I was excited. I wanted to see people. But in the past, I've been used to just trying to isolate or whatever. So, and holding on to stuff. So I was like, no, I'm not going to go. But as I was debating, I was getting ready. And I ended up going. And it was actually something that I needed to hear. And then I got these amazing hugs after church. And I felt great. And I was glad that I went, as always. And then the next day, on Sunday, I thought, I don't feel like going. There was literally no reason for me to have wanted to stay home. But I was used to, I felt great. I had a good day at church yesterday, the day before, and I had wanted to see people and to start, acting better, because when I was in my stuff, I didn't feel like saying hi to people. I didn't feel like being around people. Yeah, so now I said, well, I'm feeling better and I'm coming out of it, and so I want to be around people, right? But, I was used to, I guess, resisting or whatever. And I think that's also, given that it's church, is like a spiritual thing too. Because the enemy didn't want me to go to church, and I know why. Because the message was really encouraging, but not only that, I knew that I was in the right place at the right time. I ended up being able to minister to a few people. Just, it was, wow, it was amazing. And at the end of the service, I see, because what I'm learning to do is, people say you can't do it on your own, you need God's strength. And I'm like, well, what does that look like? So what does that look like? It looks like, don't think about, should I do the right thing or not? Just do it, And so I ended up doing the right thing and being able to bless somebody. And it was a huge blessing for me. And as I opened myself up and put myself out there to be a blessing, it really, really humbled me and just, made me super grateful. And I was like, wow, And so I thought, I want to encourage people, to not stay in their depression, their anxiety, their anger, things like that. I can't tell you what I would have missed out on had I stayed home for absolutely no reason, or what, either of those days. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I went. I can't tell you, what the people that I ended up ministering to would have missed out on too. And then, it ministers to me to be able to help somebody else in the way that I did, and got to spend time with people and everything. It was amazing. So don't stay there, and I'm trying to apply that to other areas of my life too, where I try to avoid things and stay in my feelings or stay in the negativity. So choosing joy. Yeah, that's it.